On this episode of Pimp My Setup, we're going to be talking... I'm going to be talking about your setups, you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now!
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 120, recorded live on July 14th, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly, and there's no co-host because I said I was going to do solo shows once a month. It's been a month, and apparently some of you, not all of you, but most of you liked the previous time that I did it by myself, so I decided I'm back, and I'm better than ever doing the show again by myself. There's only 7 setups, so it won't be that long, and I won't really drag it on because there won't be any like awkward pauses or anything like that. Quick update, there are literally like 400 or 500 setups waiting. I have not gone through the queue in a while. We are booked up until 155 as of right now, but I'm sure once I'm done with that, there will still be a huge wait. So submit. I will go through it eventually. I'm sorry I've been busy, but yeah, so just make sure you get that in pimpmysetup.com/queue. And without further ado, let's get into the first setup submitted by Rich. And Richard here is 24 years old. He lives in New York. Same, bro, same. He's been watching the show for a while now. He was mainly Xbox, but recently he's transitioned to playing on PC. Can we get a hallelujah for that? He also puts on a Halloween and Christmas light show, which you can find at richeslightshow.com. If he does not live that far, that's something I should check out because that sounds pretty badass. I'm a big Christmas fan. I think Halloween's pretty dope too. But yeah, cool information there. Now, taking a look at this setup, this was an updated photo, so it was like really hard for me to see, so I did things where I could at least kind of tell what's going on. Obviously that looks worse, but when it's a little bit brighter you can see, and yeah, so seeing that kind of gave me a better idea. And then there's the picture of underneath, which yeah, okay, here's the thing, you guys know how it works. I'm not a big fan of boxes in most places. I think in certain places it does work, especially if it's a cool box. You know, I don't want a box for your dildo. I'd rather a box for an epic video card or something like that. In this scenario, the box is upside down, so obviously you don't even care about your motherboard. What I would recommend is getting rid of that and a lot of other crap that's underneath your desk. Wire management's not completely awful, but having all that other random, crap all around kind of makes it look a little bit more hideous. So I'd like to see more effort into cable management rather than just covering it up with motherboard boxes. Now, moving on to the first photo and stuff, you do have a lot of awesome stuff. For accessories, I gave you a pretty good score. You know, you got your controllers on a nice stand that lights up. You have a really badass mixer. You have your nice vertical monitors, your 2 normal ones, your microphone. Everything is pretty cool. I just think that usability is a bit odd. I think that out of sight, out of mind's not really the best. I don't really like how the games are displayed necessarily. And there's really no coherent theme. There's nothing that I could really say that's what that guy likes. TV, I also think, is also in such a weird spot, and really being able to see it at the right angle is probably hard, especially if you're using it at your desk. Maybe for your bed, it's not that bad, but it seems as if the wall is on the right side. So I don't know. Does it look like that, Tom? No? No?
No.
What do you mean?
It looks like there's like a bed frame on the edge of this thing.
Then what the hell is that? Is the speaker just adjusted to turn?
I don't know, that's so weird.
It looks like a wall almost, but I guess I could see how it won't be.
No,
it is a wall. Screw you, Tom.
It just seems so weird.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say. So why is the TV there? Makes no sense. Not a big fan, but I think with a little bit of work you can make it really nice. It is a custom desk, and it kind of shows. I don't want to be awful, but like, you could definitely tell in certain spots where it's just like a tabletop attached to the bottom drawers. The outer needs to be kind of like sanded down, maybe painted again, something of that nature. But I'm just not the biggest fan, but I do think that you have a lot of potential. Going around the comments, let's see. People seem to agree. I don't really see anyone telling me I'm wrong. People are saying they don't like the desk, which I can see and I agree. But yeah, moving on to the next setup submitted by Hunter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say his age at the end. So if you want to leave your guess, you can, because I know that's one thing that you guys like. So let's see. His name's Hunter. I almost just said his age after saying that. He enjoys gaming and doing research on pretty much anything that interests me. I enjoy watching movies, gaming, and doing some crafts like woodworking, and I love shooting guns and everything and anything tech. He's a member of the International High IQ Society, and he's a senior in high school and will be going to get a doctorate in psychology. He started watching Pimp My Setup about 8 months ago, which is almost a year now, because it was submitted a while ago. And he's watched everything that I've released, and he's working on his console setup that he decided he needed more, so he got a computer, a monitor, blah, 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 blah. So apparently he's got a high IQ, but that didn't help him, because look at that. Oh, I'm kidding. Burn. Am I right? No, okay. I'm just joking around. But the best part of his setup is actually not even his setup. It's the third photo where he's got sort of like a shrine for, Avengers, Captain America mainly. Very, very cool little section there. It's definitely hard with all that plastic because it like reflects and stuff. I know you have the flash on, but get it? The flash on. Okay. But yeah, I really do like that little section. But as far as the setup, the first photo, like, definitely mood lighting looks good. Really, really nice. In the second photo, you kind of see the nitty gritty and zip ties. You already did it, but if you had black ones, it would look like 10 times better because it wouldn't be like, oh, he used zip ties. The other thing is he's got Hillary Clinton on what seems to be a roll of something like stickers. You know, the stickers at the office? I guess he doesn't have a high IQ if he's voting for her. Oh man, you're savage today. Yeah, I am. But he does have the American flag, which is the wrong way. Is it like a mirrored image actually? No. Why is it like that? I guess it's just he has it the wrong way, doesn't he? You got to rotate it, bro. Put it the right way. And then he's got the eagle. That's cool. America. 2 eagles. Oh crap. He's got this little like paper stand-up Captain America thing on his desk. I mean, this guy really likes Captain America. As far as wire mold, perfect coming out of the TV. It just kind of looks like your wool has herpes, and that's what we prefer. We'd rather it have a bump than see cables coming out. So good job there. Underneath the desk, leaves a little bit to be desired. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like how you laid out the desk because of the fact that you're putting yourself to the left when you have nothing that really makes it so you can't put yourself in the middle. Maybe the leg is kind of annoying, but still, you put the trash can right where your legs are. Usability in that sense, I feel like is crap. I want to be able to like spread eagle under my desk, not have that trash can there. So that's something I would move. Subwoofer, I would also kind of push it closer to the leg so that you don't have that cable, showing as much as it already is. And then I really think that the PS4 kind of looks like it's in a terrible position because it's onto the edge of the desk. So that's why if you centered yourself, you could have the PC on one side and the PlayStation on the other. And I think that would just make a lot more sense. If anything, if you want to keep yourself on the left side of the desk, get some storage, like little shelving units for underneath the desk that you could slide the PlayStation into. You could put the subwoofer next to, and it will hide the cables and it'll make your life a lot easier. But that's basically everything I have to say. I mean, theme is like pretty good. I mean, around the setup leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of like on the wall, because you have a random decal in a weird ass spot, and like that comics, I feel like it looks kind of out of place. But the shelves look great. The shrine for Captain America is pretty cool. And I just got what the fuck? There's a hair on my I literally just got a hair. It's a dog hair. God, dogs are just okay. Anyways, moving on to the next setup of the day. Oh wait, did I say his age? 17, 38. Really though, 17. Anyways, moving on to the next setup submitted by Omar. Omar is from Texas. He's into music production, soccer. He does casual gaming. And he said, my setup is not breathtaking or anything, and hopefully it's worthy enough to be on the show. Spoiler, it is. And then, yeah, so this is it right here. And I have to say, the first photo, I was like, that's pretty good. Like, it looks good. It's, not the best cable management, but he's doing a laptop setup. Very cool. But then the next photo, I was like, oh, dude, that window is so cool. Like, this is actually a pretty cool window, I'm not gonna lie. And what I love is that built-in shelving and how you have the vinyl all over the place. Like, dude, that is a badass setup. And obviously the keyboard it sucks. You don't have room to really put it in a spot that you can use it other than your bed. So I didn't really hate on that too much, but really love the overall room. And if I didn't see that photo, I don't think you would have gotten as much in terms of like points for theme and things like that. So really, really like the overall room. But as far as your setup, let's talk about it. Cable management, need to work on it a little bit. The corner, you know, it's all just kind of like chilling there. Put a little bit more time into zip tying around the leg. Put it kind of like the last guy did, you know, kind of stuff it behind the subwoofer at least, you know, trick us, make us think it's perfect. And then a little bit under where the scarlet is, you want to clean that out a little bit. I know it's hard having a laptop because you have all the things sort of like popping out of there. So you're just kind of making do. But for the most part, in terms of usability, I mean, speakers, great spot. Keyboard and mouse, great spot. I don't know how it works on that countertop. I would personally, I think, because we've had that desk, I think it doesn't work that well. I would definitely get an extended mouse pad. But you know, your microphone's in a perfect spot. Your headphones are hung up. Really looks like a usable spot. You got a nice little candle to kind of set the scene. And, you know, I really have nothing to like, you know, hate on in terms of that. I do think that in certain situations you want to, you know, maybe down the road, upgrade to a ultra wide or a monitor of any sorts, and then still have the laptop off to the side. It will help, especially if you're doing music or whatever. I'd prefer to have a bigger screen, but overall, theme, I would have said if I just saw this photo, like put something above. But then when I see the far back photo, I'm like, yeah, I mean, you could put a poster up there, but it's pretty badass as is. And yeah, just really, really cool. So let's talk about Omar's age. He is 16. So there you go. If you thought he was 16, then congratulations, you win nothing. So let's go to the next setup. The next setup of the day is submitted by Dan from Ohio. He loves the channel. This is current setup. Let's see. That's okay. I'm trying to see if he like actually talked about himself. Oh, here we go. Electrical engineer. Okay, just stopped loading. And oh, he plans on saving for a GTR. So Nissan GTR, as you can tell by his wallpaper. So I like GTRs. I think they're pretty cool. The wall, I have to say, this is like one of the few times I see a blue wall and I say, damn, that color blue actually works. And yes, there's a plane going over. It's not the end of the world. It's just a plane. But it probably sounds like crap. So the blue looks really good in this scenario. The one canvas piece, the one art piece up top, nice, simple, straight to the point, works. Personally, I would love to see 2 canvas or 2 framed, but that's just like me kind of like being that dick. But in terms of usability, I didn't really give it a perfect score because it just seems awkward that you don't have the one display. You're trying to go for the main display in front of you and then the secondary to the left. But in this scenario, it's not centered because you don't have enough space. It just kind of looks odd in the way you're trying to make it work. And because of that, you know, like your PC probably shouldn't be on the desk if you're having trouble with that. The snowball is like up against your left nipple, which is probably really aggravating. And then you have a R2-D2 little treat. A treat? That's not a treat. Just because I'm fat doesn't mean everything has to be food. A tree, which is like that shouldn't be there because you don't even have room for your monitors, let alone, you know, a freaking tree. So, you know, things like the controller and stuff, I just feel like that desk doesn't have enough depth for what you're trying to do. So I feel like there needs to be some relocating of things. And I think, like I said, the first step is to move the PC down. Oh no, you won't see the window anymore when he's using it. Yeah, too bad. It's how it's got to be. You can put it if you have room under the desk to have the window facing out, but I would think usability would be your first concern versus having to look through the window of the PC. So in this scenario, I don't think there's a lot to talk about. This is the only photo. I mean, cool. This desk has built-in cable management, which makes his life easier. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say other than his age, which may shock you. He's 21. What do you think? Was that older or younger than you thought? Let me know. I'm not reading chat, but I'm going to assume that you guys will answer that question. So anyways, let's go to the next setup. Now, funny story. This is submitted by Wayne. Wayne was on Pimp My Setup as a host, and a lot of people liked him, and I definitely want to get him back on again soon. And here's his setup. He's actually got something to show. A lot of people complain that the co-hosts don't have great setups. Well, I think this setup is pretty damn good. So Wayne is 43 years old, which may shock some people. His YouTube channel is The World of Wayne UK, so just youtube.com/The World of Wayne UK. He works from home for BMW, booking in people's cars for servicing, which is really cool. He's an avid Star Wars fan, and he's currently building the Millennium Falcon on his channel, which by now he might be done, but insane. Definitely go check it out. He put a lot of time into his cable management, and okay, there's like big trucks going by, I apologize, but yeah, really a lot of time and effort into this, and a lot of personality, which I really liked. Now, these kind of desks I'm not the biggest fan of, but he made it work. If you look around, like, do you see cables? For the most part, like, other than coming out of the microphone stuff, there's nothing. So really, really, really great job with that. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say stuff about his secondary monitor. It's a Dell. It's one of the cheap ones. It's the one I used in school. Actually, I'm almost positive it is. But yeah, it doesn't matter. He's got his main display, which is what he uses for gaming and things like that. Overall, just very, very, very clean in the sense that he has everything he needs, like that C920 on a tripod on the right side. He's got his Blue Yeti, set up and ready to be pulled down at any time. He's got soft boxes because he does a lot of streaming and things like that, making videos. But then in the final photo, you kind of just see like, holy balls, that is a lot of work. Everything's so precisely put up on the wall. He's got Big Bang Theory, lightsabers, Yoda, even Iron Man and Thor and swords, and just, oh my, tons of stuff. Very, very cool. Really shows off like what he's into, which I just think is awesome, and really usability and everything looks great. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he does have a green screen. It's a blackout blind attached to the ceiling, so he can actually pull down his green screen, which is really, really awesome. So I like this a lot. I do think it's very personal. I know it's personal taste. Some people might say it's overkill, it's a little too much, it doesn't really have a coherent placement on the wall, and I can understand where some people are coming from with that, but if you're a collector, you kind of understand what he's doing. So personally, I do think it's great. Very, very cool. And yeah, cool. Okay, next set of the day, submitted by Tim. Tim is from Australia, mate. Okay. So if you look at this setup, he's got the 5K Retina iMac 27-inch with the Apple Cinema display as slave. I've never actually heard someone call their secondary monitor slave, but maybe it's like an industry standard thing that I'm too stupid to know. So yeah, Tim is 34 years old. So another, adult, not a kid for once. I know, surprise. So with this setup, he didn't really tell me much about what he does for a living, why things are set up the way they are. But you could tell he's going to get a lot of hate because it's all Apple. And yeah, he's got a lot of his security system. I don't know what he does. But this setup, the initial thing that I recognized was like, wow, all that furniture is epic. Like, super nice. The drawers and everything, you could tell that stuff was probably expensive. But that's probably also a bitch and a half to clean on a daily basis, because that will definitely show any little dirt marks or anything of that sort. He's got a lot of whiteboard to the side. As far as the actual setup itself, wire management's great. We're not seeing really cables at all, other than few little ones going to connectors and the docks and all that little stuff right there. But for the most part, really, really simple. Speaker placement, not a big fan of. I don't know if those are rear speakers or if he has two left and two right. I don't know. I'm not that smart. But looking at it, I don't like how close the control, the Z1 whatever control Logitech thing is to it. I feel like that should be pushed back a little bit. But I do like he has a docking station for literally everything. Very, very simple. It screams Mac because of how empty and white and just, he's got the little mouse pad, Apple peripherals, everything of that sort. And yeah, I know a lot of people are also probably going to complain about, it's probably really hard to use both of those monitors because he's got no primary. I can see where you're coming from with that, but at the same time, some people prefer it. Not the end of the world. I do think that it's very simple setup. I do like the stands that they're on, and some people never realize, like, look how similar the iMac is to the Cinema display at the end of the day. Like, no one really actually realizes, look how perfectly they line up, because they're really the same thing, except that one is 5K, so big difference in terms of how it looks. But overall, really, really simple setup. He even has the extra keyboard, so when he's doing editing, he has the shortcuts put on, which is cool. But I don't really have anything else to say. It's just like straight up, simple, to the point. It is what it is. That's all that it is. So, yeah, wow. YouTube is like, dude, the Mac sucks. And then Twitch is like, oh, that's cool. I'm not a Mac guy, but that's cool. So overall, I do like Mac, but, you know, I'm on a Mac right now. So what are you going to do about it? But anyways, let's go to the final setup of the day. Submitted by Joran, something words. He's 15 years old. He said, what up, dabby dee doo. I don't know if he's trying to do what it do, diggity do, but close enough. His setup is in his living space of his house, which I guess is what Netherlands people call living rooms. Yes, probably. So taking a look at this, he didn't really tell me. Oh, actually, here we go. It's in his old email. He plays basketball on a high level. I play it on a low level. What up? Anyways, yeah, good job. Keep bowling, my dude. This setup is pretty straightforward. It is an updated photo. I didn't really like. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of night and day between his old photos because it was in his bedroom, and I don't know how I feel about it being out in the middle of this room, covering the window/door thing. Not necessarily my favorite, but if we look at cable management underneath, nothing's on the floor. Something's in that cubby hole, but that's like not really a big deal at all. It's like really, 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 really nice. And then the like more zoomed out photo is super straightforward. Like out of sight, out of mind is really nice because there's no crap on there. What are those things though? Are those like, don't tell me those are those like water bowls. When you put them into the water, they become, you remember when we were kids playing with that? Like that's what it looks like. Someone's going to tell me it's like some $1 million things. I don't know, but they kind of look like those squishy water bowls. That sounds weird. The one thing I don't like is mouse pads that you put under your keyboard, so your keyboard is unleveled, so when you type it's like it's just really annoying. I could see that being a problem. You need a headphone stand of sorts, maybe even a dock for the MacBook Air. I think that would look perfect because you do have the spot for it. Now, one thing I want to ask you guys, do you think it's weird the way he has the monitor set up? Because, okay, wow, it's like the biggest truck in the world passing by. Do you think that he should have the bigger one in the middle? My point of view is the middle one that he has now is probably better, but the colors look so off. And of course, everyone's answer is like, it's the way the camera takes the photo. Maybe it's just off. Maybe. Someone said you get them in cereal boxes in the UK. What? So he's collecting cereal things. Oh my god. Yeah, they really, it's like Kellogg's. Thank you for whoever just posted that photo. That is very interesting. Huh. I thought it was bad to put stuff in the cereal boxes, but yeah, that's really cool. Someone said they're bean bags from Cocoa Pops. Huh. Would have never guessed. Thank you guys for that information. But yeah, very interesting setup to say the least. If you were to take that and plop it into an empty room, it would look better. But you're working with what you got, so good for you. But it's weird because he was in his bedroom, so I don't know if he moved houses or I don't know. It just seems like kind of odd. So that's all I have to say about that. But that's all the setups. We just went through them pretty quick. Still a decent length episode. But now is the part of the show where we have to give the scores. And by we, I mean me. So the way we do this is normally there's two co-hosts. We each score out of 50. And then we add them together. And then we get a score out of 100. But this time we actually don't have someone else. So my score is doubled by 2. That's what double means. And then we get a score out of 100. So first set of the day submitted by Rich. Rich got a 54. Hunter got an 80. Omar got an 84. Dan got an 80. Wayne got an 86. Tim got an 88. And Joran got a 72. So that means Tim came in first place. Wayne came in second. The way I would actually, if like aside from the 5 categories that we have, I would probably give it to Wayne in first place, and then I think it was Omar I would put in second. No offense to Tim, but like breaking it down by category, yeah, Tim does win. Tim win, haha, LOL. But yeah, that's it, guys. Well, let me know, who do you think should win? Drop in the comments down below. Drop it in the chat. Do what you got to do. That's going to do it for this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode number 120. We're going to live on July 14th, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly. And that's going to do it. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll catch you guys on the Flamity. Peace.